Okay, folks, we're going to try this again. We need 1 sheet of puff pastry. Can you see it? This is the package that it came in. It's thawed. We need an 8x8, an 8-inch round cake pan, 4 tablespoons of butter. We have a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I just have 4 because 4 apples, that's all I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the butter and I'm going to smother the butter all over this 8-inch pan. I'm going to do it with my hands. You could do it with a paper towel. You can do whatever you want. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the butter all spread in the pan. I used my fingers. It doesn't have to be perfectly even, but you can see that looks like a lot of butter. That's 4 tablespoons of butter, and it's really going to come out delicious. You need to peel and core your apples, and we're going to slice them pretty thin. Okay, once you've got your apples all peeled and cored and sliced, okay, so you have the brown sugar and cinnamon in the pan. Now you're going to place the apples delicately or prettily, or however you want to call it, around the bottom of the pan. As you can see, I put the puff pastry on top of the apples in the pan, and I poked holes in it. And now all we have to do is put it in the oven. It bakes at 425. I'm going to put it in my toaster oven because it actually fits. So let's hope that that is not a mistake. I do have a tendency to make mistakes, so we'll see. I don't think I told you that the recipe calls for Granny Smith apples, but I used Gala apples in the first tart that I made, and it came out really very good. Now, you're also going to notice there's not much of a design there. I cut them kind of too thin. That was because I didn't think I had quite enough apples. But what you want to do is quarter the apple and then quarter it again so that you have like 8 pieces. And then you want to put them around in a circle and a pretty design so you have a little bit of a swirl so it looks impressive. Now I do have some cinnamon and sugar left over, so I'm going to just throw it on the top and kind of spread it out. I don't want to waste any of that. So that's what it looks like before we put the pastry on. I have the puff pastry on, and you might notice that it's circular. I cut off the corners of the pastry. I don't think you have to do that. I mean, more crust the merrier as far as I'm concerned. And then you just tuck the pastry in like this over the apples. Try to get it under a little bit if you can. It's not that easy to do. Because you want to try and capture that juice because it's going to be very juicy. Okay, now we're going to poke some holes in it, air holes. And we're going to put it in a I can't think. We're going to cook it for 35 minutes at 425. I'm going to cook it in my toaster oven because it worked out great the last time. Here it is, fresh out of the oven. It looks a little well done, but not bad. I'm going to let it cool here, then I'll transfer it to a dish and you'll get to see what it actually looks like underneath all that crust. This is the big reveal. It just came out of the oven. I let it cool for a little bit, although I didn't let it cool that much. What you do is you just tip a plate over the pan and dump it over, kind of like a pineapple upside down cake. But look at how juicy it is. Can you see it? Oh, I'm going to take a side trip. Look at my beautiful pot holders. What's on those pot holders? Cherries. Keep looking at this. I bet you can almost smell it. I'm going to take another detour. Look at this pot holder. More cherries. How could that be? And it's reversible. And look at the hand stitching on that. Is that beautiful? Okay, back to the... Now I'm going to let it cool a little bit more because I don't dare put that in my mouth, if you know what I mean. Oh, it smells so good. Can you see the puff pastry edges? They're almost caramelized. They suggest that you serve it right away, but because it's very juicy and moist and delicious and hot, and I'm going to have it with vanilla ice cream that I made. But I found that I ate the leftovers cold, and I gave some to Gay, and she had no problem with it. It kind of stiffens up. The pastry dough is a little tough to get through, so you need a knife and a fork, or you need to eat it like a piece of pizza or something. You know, you have to wrestle with the pastry crust, but it's really good. It's so easy. So I'll show you what it tastes like. Well, what it tastes like for me. Okay, this is what it looks like when I cut my piece. Ordinarily, I probably wouldn't show you this, but I want you to see how juicy it is. And maybe why they suggest that you eat it right away. But what happens is that juice gets all absorbed back into the crust, and it's delicious. So this is what it looks like in my dish before I put my ice cream on it. This is what it looks like with homemade ice cream on it. I suppose you could put whipped cream. You could do anything. You could actually put heavy cream on it. You could do whatever you wanted. I'm not going to let you watch me eating this because I can't handle camera eating and whatever. But I will tell you what it tastes like. It is fabulous. It's really, really good. You need to try it. If I had one criticism about it, it might be a little too sweet. You could probably cut down on the brown sugar a little. Maybe it wouldn't be as liquidy either. Okay.